What's up YouTube, HCJ here, and I'm coming at you guys today with a Madolche deck profile, and I'm so excited about this because this is actually an old deck that I used to run. You've probably seen some variations of it on my channel, and I was really excited to know that they have their own link monster. Unfortunately, the mobile application that I'm using to simulate to do some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, unfortunately does not have an update to where it has Madolche Sistart. And you can see my video where I talk about Madolche Sistart. So, with that said and done, I want to get through this deck profile. I actually have some really fun memories of this. So, for the monster lineup, I'm running a lot of 2 of Madolche. And that's just because once the Sistart gets added in, I can finally take out Princess. So that's one thing. And then 2 is this deck is going to have a lot of hand traps, but because of Hootcake's ability, you can easily banish the hand traps and have less monsters in your graveyard, and then a lot of your effects will come into play. So I'm running 2 Madolche Pudding Cess, 2 Madolche Message Gelato, 2 Madolche Magellai, 3 Madolche Angeli, 3 Madolche Hootcake, 2 Madolche Mufilo, 2 Ash Blossom, 2 Ghost Ogre, and 1 Maxi. For my spells, I'm running 2 Madolche Ticket, 2 Madolche Chateau, 2 Double Summon, 1 Raigeki, 1 Dark Hole, and 3 Cosmic Cyclone. For my traps, I'm running 2 Madolche Palooza, 2 Madolche Lesson, 1 Storming Mirror Force, 1 Quaking Mirror Force, 1 Drowning Mirror Force, 2 Solemn Strike, and 1 Solemn Warning. Okay, so let me just go over my main deck. So like I said, I'm running a lot of hand traps because apparently that's how this game's oriented itself. It's just fill your deck with as many hand traps as you possibly can, and then let whatever decent amount of monster support you can have with the main deck go for itself. But with Madolche's, Hootcake can easily get rid of the hand traps once you use them, and you can easily go for your other plays, like such some of your other Madolche monsters, using their abilities, and because they have the ability to bounce themselves back once they touch the graveyard, you can easily just replenish your deck or replenish your hand, or even with the effects of Ticket, if you control a fairy type Madolche monster, you can touch summon those monsters. And trust me, an OTK with this deck is very possible because of how this deck used to operate if it had Ultimate Offering. But like I said, this deck, besides this and gadgets, they were really breaking Ultimate Offering, so it had to be banned for that particular reason. But you know, I love the way a lot of the Madolche monsters as archetype evolved had the ability to assist each other and evolve themselves. The only downside was Pudding Cess, and that's because of the fact that when you're the thing about Princess is she is a tribute monster, which means you have to put a monster into the graveyard. But now that we have monsters like Angeli and Hootcake, you can easily put her onto the board with no problem. As well as Madolche Mufilo, if you can combine the right cards. Well, like I said, that's thanks to Hootcake and Angeli, and the fact that Angeli can trigger yourself to get a Madolche monster. Hootcake can banish a monster in the graveyard to summon a Madolche monster, and you can easily just banish a lot of your non-Madolche monsters so that your Madolche Chateau, your Madolche Ticket, and your Madolche Lessons can really start popping off. Madolche Lesson, I know a lot of people are questioning why this is here. It's pretty much just a buff card. In addition, it does add monsters back to your deck so that you can easily empty out your graveyard so that Madolche Pudding Cess can get her full effect. For those who probably don't know what Madolche Pudding Cess effect is, well, all the Madolche share one effect. If this monster in your possession is destroyed by a battle or card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can shuffle it back into your deck. While you have no monsters in your graveyard, she'll gain 800 attack and defense. So her basic standpoint is she's 1800 attack, 1800 defense. Under Chateau, she'll be 2300. And then with some additional monsters and stuff, she could practically be like 8k, 29 to 3000 plus, if done with the right cards. But the whole thing about lessons in Princess is, of course, it helps cycle through your deck. It helps replenish your deck, thins out your graveyard of monsters, but also gives Princess her additional 800 stat boost. Not to mention when she attacks, even when she battles an opponent's monster, she can target a card your opponent controls and blow it up. So she does get rid of threats that way. And like all the Madolche cards, they're just so adorable. Cosmic Cyclone is just here to get rid of stuff. Raigeki, Dark Hole are just board white. The double summon is to make up for the fact that Madolches don't really have a solid monster setup, but it does help get the additional summons so that you can go Hoot Cake, Angeli, or Mifilo. And let's say he gets Effect Veiler or something, you can just drop the double summon and put out the Hoot Cake or the Angeli in case you draw them, or you draw into double match a line. So it just helps you get into a lot of the setup plays. Ticket, Chateau are pretty much their best spells, and their only spells. Ticket, whenever a Madolche monster is sent to graveyard, you add a Madolche card to your hand. If you control the face-up fairy type Madolche monster, you can summon that monster in attack position instead of adding it to your hand. But you only use that effective ticket once a turn. And Chateau is pretty much a giant pot of avarice. When it's activated, all Madolche monsters in your graveyard shuffle back into the deck. While it's on the field, all Madolche monsters gain 500 attack and defense. And if monsters would be sent to your graveyard, are returned to your that would be returned to your deck, you can return them to your hand if they have Madolche in their name. So it's a really one-sided spell, but it does have a lot of things that casualize itself to where you benefit from it, but not your opponent, which is kind of a good thing because when it comes to Madolche, that's pretty much one of their like big offsets. Is that a mirror match could probably go extremely long if Chateau worked for both sides of the field. I did get a little crazy with all the mirror forces. Like I added one of each. I had one storming, one quaking, and one drowning, just to like, I guess, ensure that I didn't really have to do it much in case like a random situation happened. But I did have the option to run mirror forces. I already gone over lesson. Madolche Palooza is just a hysteric party that is in a continuous trap. You such summon as many Madolche monsters from your hand, but they're all shuffled back into the deck during the end phase. This is a good way to go into your OTKs, or your FTKs, and of course with Link Summon, you can just plop a whole bunch of monsters on the board and then go into a lot of your Link monsters. And of course the Solemns are here to do what they do best, negate and stop stuff. So let's talk about the extra deck. I'm running 2 Madolche Pudding Cess Chocolate a la mode, 2 Madolche Tiramisu, 1 Utopia, 1 Utopia, 1 Utopia Prime, and 1 Utopia the Lightning. I'm running 1 number 41, 1 Cowboy, 1 Levy Air, 1 MX Saber Invoker, 1 Fortune Tomb, and I'm running 2 Mussis Radiant. So of course, Link Summon, Malice Radiance. Now, I just want to state, I did, before someone jumps down my throat, YGOMOBILE hasn't updated at the time of this recording, so I don't know if there is a new update in which the, like I said, Madolche Sistart will be added, and I could probably update once she's added. But for right now, Mises Radiant, great monster, cute artwork, and a useful card, especially considering the fact all these monsters are beasts, and the fact that it has retrieval recovery as well, makes it a great staple in the extra deck from Madolches. Anyone who's played old Madolche knows the standard lineup: MX Saber Invoker, Madolche Tiramisu, and that whole combo play right there. The Utopias are here just to, be some some beaters. A lot of people who played the Utopia lineup do the Utopia Lightning, and the Utopia Prime, so that way Lightning has 2 chances of swinging and detaching and making himself 5,000. Madolche Chocolate Ala mode really just works with Madolche Pudding Cess. If you're using her as as her material, I think she just gets an added bonus of summoning a Madolche monster. Let's see, more. Exceed material attached to that monster comes this. Once a turn, you can target one Madolche monster in your graveyard and shuffle it into your deck. While this card has Madolche Pudding Cess as Exceed material, when a Madolche card is in your graveyard, it's shuffled into your main deck. It said during the damage step, you can attach one material from this card. Also, one Madolche monster from your deck and attack or face down defense position. Okay, so she's pretty much just a summoner. Nothing more, nothing less. I mean, it's not too bad. She has some pretty amazing stats attached to her. And, you can put her over to Armisu. The problem is, if she's going to have Pudding Cess, and Pudding Cess is a level 5, so you would need 2 level 5s. I think that's why a lot of people were running Croissant, but Croissant only did it once a turn to get to level 5. So, Castell, Cowboy, are just staple level 4s. Number 41 are Bazooka, the terribly tired tape eater. That's the OCG artwork. I like the OCG artwork because he ain't he's just drunk, let's just be honest. They just switched up the artwork in the TCG because I don't like the TCG artwork where he's holding pillows instead of beer bottles. We clearly know he's drunk. But I do like the artwork. I do like the like his effects. He's pretty much a He's pretty much a better version of Giant Hand. It's just I don't own one. I do have one coming in the mail. So for my physical Yu-Gi-Oh decks, I can actually run him. And he's not a bad card. He's actually really amazing. It's just once during your standby phase, you have to detach the material, and it's not an option, or you destroy the card as the option. So, yeah. Because I think at that point, you just use him up as material for the Exceed summons and stuff. For Link summons and stuff. But other than that, everything else is pretty staple. Like I said, the Invoker, Levier combination with Food Cake and Angeli. And then everyone else just falls into place. I do have a side deck for this in case I want to swap into different variations. The only thing is, I'll just say now, the Winter Cherries and the Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries is why a lot of the other cards in the side deck are what they are. But I can explain the other two. So in the side deck, I have 2 Spell Striker, 2 Ghost Reaper, and Winter Cherries, 1 ABC Dragon Buster, 1 Kabbalah Warrior, 1 Fusionist, 1 Firewall, 1 Trickstar Bloody Mary, which I think her name will be changed in TCG. I think it is. I don't think they've updated yet. 1 Trickstar Holy Angel, 1 Spiral, the Double Helix, 1 Proxy Dragon, 2 Instant hold on, I didn't select the Proxy Dragon. There you go. 1 Proxy Dragon, 2 Instant Fusion, and 1 Reinforcement of the Army. So, like I said, anyone who's played the old school versions of Madolche know Reinforcement of the Army and the Spell Striker. Spell Striker, you special summon by banishing a spell, and then it can attack your opponent directly, and you would take no damage that involves this card if it battled. But the whole reason was you could use it to Exceed summon to make Levier or make Saber Invoker stuff, and you could begin to swarm the board. So that's why the instant fusions are here, because the 2 instant fusion targets, Fusionist and I'm gonna butcher this monster's name. I know I am. Carbonala Warrior. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Pretty much you instant fusion for them, and they help carry on. Now that we have someone like Mellish Radiant, Now as Radiant, you have more targets. Unfortunately, you'll have to share the extra space till, of course, you can get it onto the board, but it won't take too long. It's not too hard, and of course, you have all these options to help get to Radiant. So that's part of the reason why. And then, of course, the Ghost Reaper, she just has her targets. I can't really think of any specific targets she could go into, so I just named what I could get what I could. The ABC Dragon, the Firewall, the Double Helix, the two Trick Stars, and then the Proxy Dragon. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. I hope you guys enjoy have been enjoying my variations of decks. Like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any questions and such, leave them in the comment section below. Thank you everyone for watching. HPJ signing out.